Brands can show up in gaming without disrupting the experience by leading with respect. And by that I mean three key areas. Respect the game world. So these games that we're entering, they're spending so much time, sometimes money, and they're very passionate about it, right? So you want to make sure you're not disrupting the experience and you're truly adding to the immersion. As an example, if we are if a brand is trying to be within a fantasy RPG, it may be off-putting to see a lot of modern brands in there. And so there are other ways to partner with that game, right? The second is respecting the player agency. So in gaming, players have complete control over the actions that they take, the moves that they want, and everything that they're doing, right? So ensuring that you are continuing to give players that agency is really important for brands. So give them something optional, whether it's a quest or a reward, something that lets them feel like they're in control. And then the third is respect for the culture. So in gaming, there's definitely a different culture. There's different language and terminology that is being used. So brands who take the time to understand that culture and can truly show that they're committed to it over time will really be able to ensure that they're adding value versus disrupting the experience.
So from gaming culture to the gamer mindset, I'd love to get your thoughts on what's different about the gamer mindset and intent versus other media channels.
So with gaming, what is very different about the mindset is that it is active participation rather than this lean back experience. So, when we think about other channels, whether that's TV, radio, social, there is multitasking involved, there's sometimes scrolling, there's a lot that's happening. But with gaming, it's very leaned in. Your focus actually becomes that gaming device or monitor or screen, and that's where people are paying attention to because the decisions that you make impact the rest of your gameplay, and it's going to impact your mood and what you're doing. So that we find is one of the biggest differences is that active participation. The second is that there's also this really strong community. So it's not just I'm a TV watcher, but there's a community behind gaming that expands not just when they're playing, but beyond the game itself.
Samantha, where does gaming deliver the most value today? Is it awareness, engagement, or performance, or is it across the board?
Yeah. I would agree that gaming delivers value across the board, but what is really unique about gaming is that it delivers engagement. So as I mentioned, gaming is very much this active participation, and it is this leaned-in environment where people are where they're fully immersed into the experience. So that's one of the key areas that I think stands out for gaming that other channels can't compete with.
Samantha, I also wanted to know, are clients treating gaming as a test budget, or is it becoming a line item in the core media plan? Has gaming arrived?
Yeah. So at the moment, there's no standardized approach to how brands are treating gaming. I think some of that is due to the immense amount of opportunities that exist within gaming, from driving awareness all the way to driving intent. But what we are seeing is that brands are continuing to invest as they are experimenting. So when brands are in gaming, they are measuring success and they are finding success, which means that they're continuing to renew and even in some cases expand those programs, which is fantastic. That is why gaming is moving from experimental to essential. And it is really important because it offers this immersive environment, it reaches people who are deeply engaged, and especially those hard-to-reach audiences that are hard to find in other formats.
Samantha, lastly, we're at CES, so this is the innovation question. Well, I wanted to know, is there any trends that you're keeping an eye on this year?
Yeah. So we are keeping an eye on three trends. The first one is generative AI. You probably expected to not have a CES conversation without someone mentioning generative AI. But it is having an impact in gaming. We are seeing developers use it to further build out experiences, do more immersive storytelling, more dynamic NPCs, non-playable characters, to really be able to expand on universes. So we're seeing that impact the games that are being developed. The second are creator-driven gaming platforms. So gaming platforms that allow people to not just play, but to build, create, and monetize the world that they want to see. And that keeps people immersed in playing these games. And then the third is cloud gaming. And so what is really important about cloud gaming is it offers accessibility and the opportunity to be able to reach people cross-device in a very frictionless way. And so with that, we anticipate that it will make it easier for people to play, and if it's even possible, increase the amount of time people are playing games.